good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, J Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy for you in the life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch. Like I said, y'all, we will be on Twitch, y'all. I'm streaming live on Twitch every single day, y'all. Every single day. You know what I mean? 7, cause like I said, shout out my boy Key the Freak. You know what I mean? We was on the 10-game win streak yesterday, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, bro. Even at Keon's worst, we're still the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta understand, bro. We were gods, bro. Back in 2K17, y'all, when I mean, man, the man Keon was a god. You know what I mean? The man was a god. We were gods. You know what I mean? We were gods on the courts, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. You feel me? We could not be beaten. Of course, we lost some games, but, bro, we won way more than we lost. You know what I mean? This is the worst I've ever seen Keon, bro. And we still go on the streets. You know what I mean? It's just the chemistry, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all try to pull up on us yesterday. Got skunked, got punished, got demolished. You know what I'm saying? And y'all thought it was sweet. So don't pull up on me again, bro, when I live stream tonight. All right? Just stay back and just watch the stream, okay? Don't do that for your own sake. You know what I mean? But like I said, y'all, Twitch link is in the description. Y'all finna hit 4,000 followers, bro. And I never understood how, and like I said, I gotta thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I gotta thank God, bro. You know what I'm saying? God is so good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just for, you know, everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give God the glory and the praise for everything, bro. Because without God, bro, I won't be able to wake up. You know what I'm saying? I won't be able to even function. You know what I'm saying? So first, I just gotta, it ain't me, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. It ain't me. It's God, bro. You know what I mean? So I gotta thank God, bro, for even giving me a chance to grow on Twitch like that, y'all. I'm telling y'all, when I had 70,000 subscribers, y'all, I keep telling y'all, bro, I was at like 900 and some like, you know what I'm saying, followers, bro, on Twitch, bro. And then when I freaking got banned, it's like, nigga, I got 10K on here now. I just hit 10K on this channel, bro. I hit 4K on that one, right? I'm finna hit 4K on that one, bro. You feel me? Bro, you know, sometimes, bro, you know, things are blessings in disguise, bro. Yeah, it seemed bad, but, you know, it's a blessing in disguise, bro. Look like, you know what I'm saying? So, gotta thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I gotta thank God first, you know what I'm saying? But we got 3 horrifying, true dino horror stories, man. And another thing, bro, like I said, bro, I say random things, you know what I mean? I talk about random things, bro, at the start of my video. But y'all see, man, your boy Jay is losing a little weight, man. My goal is to lose 15 pounds. 15 pounds, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go back to my original weight because, you know, my channel got banned now. But if y'all go look like back at my old videos, bro, I was way skinnier than this, bro. I kind of bulked up a little, you feel me? I was making some moolah, bro, and, you know, I was eating good, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that type of money before. So I eating good, so I kind of let myself go a little. You feel me? But yeah, we finna go back, you know what I'm saying, to being where I was. I'm saying I'm trying to hit, I weigh like, I say right now, I weigh like, what, 170-ish, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to go like to 155-ish, you know what I'm saying? That's my goal, you feel me? By the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn the bell like a video. That's why I try to tell y'all, man, I don't play with thick. I do not like thick. Thick don't look good on me. You know what I'm saying? So when Jake start getting thick, Jake gonna starve himself. I promise you that. Thumbnail time, thumbnail. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, man, I don't play with thick, man. I don't like thick. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't feel sorry when people get thick. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, how you get that thick? You know what I'm saying? Straight up, bro. I don't feel sorry for people that's like beyond thick. I'm like, gang, all you gotta do is just starve. All you gotta do is fast, y'all. That's the cure, fasting. Fasting, and I promise you, all that meat gonna go away. I'm telling y'all. I'm drinking straight water.
I live in the state of Washington, in the Pacific Northwest. I used to work at a late-night diner on the side of the highway.
Diner?
I was 29 years old. I worked the closing shift pretty often.
Oh.
The diner would close at 2 a.m., which was incredibly late considering how scarcely populated the area is.
Not 2 a.m.
Given the proximity to the highway, there would usually be at least 1 or 2 customers in the building until closing time. Having grown up in the South and moved up here, I can tell you the people are different. In the South, there's a huge emphasis on hospitality and small talk. But up here, people here are kind, but not overly friendly. I feel like the air lends itself more to introversion.
Yeah, bro, like I said, down south, we just different. That's why I say, bro, don't think, you know what I'm saying, people down south sweet. You know what I'm saying? Because people try to come down south, and I don't know, people be thinking that it's sweet, bro. No, we'll get on your heels for sure. We just not disrespectful, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't on that weirdish. You know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all people up north, bro, just be on some weird stuff. You feel me? Like, we ain't weird down south, bro. We just cool, bro. We just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Till a nigga play, then that's when we gonna get on your heels. You know what I mean? But y'all be, I don't know, bro. Up north people, y'all, I ain't gonna say all y'all, bro, but, you know, just weird, gang. Like, we ain't with that weird stuff down south. That's why I say down south really the best, bro. Like, we ain't on all that weird stuff. We just be on some chilling stuff, bro. just vibing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cool with each other, bro. You cool with us, we cool with you, bro. That's how we is down south, you feel me? But y'all be on some, you know, aggressive, mean stuff. They gonna get you slapped down here. I ain't gonna lie to you. We don't even play that down here, you feel me? Cause we used to, you know what I mean, cool, bro. You feel me? So if a nigga come out aggressive, bro, we don't play that. You know what I'm saying? We don't play around that. Cause we ain't used to that, you feel me?
Used to be a waitress.
So you know what I'm saying? If you a up north nigga, you know what I'm saying? Stay up north, cause you gonna get hurt down here. I ain't gonna lie to you. For real. Up north, y'all can't have pipes. I'm down here, but we piped up. I ain't gonna lie to you. We crazy now here, real talk, you feel me? So I'm like, if you want to stay aggressive, you want to be aggressive, you want to be angry, you better stay up there. Could come down here, but we gon' don't play, but we don't play down here,
from experience, the customers were a lot chattier down there. Up here, people seem to want to keep to themselves a little more.
Oh, that's cool.
This was approaching closing time. The kitchen's last call was at 2 technically, even though the diner was advertised to close at 2. It was really frowned upon if a customer would come in and order something that late, but it did happen. It happened that night, as a matter of fact. There were only 2 employees in the building, myself and the chef. It was like 1:50 a.m., and in comes a lone, heavy-set man. He was wearing awkwardly high jeans, a gray shirt tucked in, a brown jacket, and he had a brown mustache and glasses. I asked him if he'd like to sit at the bar or a table, and he asked for a table. He kept smiling the whole time, so I smiled back. I gave him a menu and informed him the kitchen closes in 10 minutes. He looked at the menu for a few seconds, and then said he'd like a black coffee and some French toast. Around this time, he also introduced himself as Nolan. Luckily, his order was simple enough. I went into the kitchen and told the chef the order, who still had a slightly annoyed face in reaction.
Yeah, for real, though. I understand, gang. It's like nigga finna be close to closing, bro, and then a nigga come in 10 minutes late. I'm like, 10 minutes early. I'm like, come on, G. Nigga already finna, nigga getting ready to close, gang, and here you come, man.
I went into the kitchen and told the chef the order, who still had a slightly annoyed face in reaction.
Straight up.
I just responded to with, I know. I stepped back out to the dining area, and Nolan waved me over. As I neared, he struck up a conversation with me, something rather unusual for folk around here at this hour. He asked me if I was from the area, and started complaining about all the potholes in the road around here. I responded, yeah, it's all the freezes we get in the winter. Basic small talk. I did tell him that I'm from around here, and he perhaps pressed a bit too specifically about where I was from. I told him a vague, general area. I never tell people exactly where I live, obviously. He said he just moved to town not too long ago. As he spoke, I analyzed his body language and character in general. He seemed like a somewhat nerdy older guy, and this may have been his idea of flirting. Didn't bother me much though. I dealt with it back home in the South all the time, so I was used to it. Since this was the last customer of the night, the chef personally came out and placed his food on the counter. I went to grab it and bring it to Nolan. By this point, he had his food and coffee, and everything else was about ready to close up shop. I wiped down the counters and tables and everything already. I stayed behind the counter a little further away from Nolan because I was tired of conversing with him. My social energy was drained and I was ready to get home and go to sleep.
No, yeah.
When he finally finished his food, I went to drop off his check before he even asked for it, politely, non-verbally implying that we were closed and we wanted to get home. He paid by card and then he left. The chef would be the one closing up the place. So after cleaning Nolan's table and gathering all my belongings, I said goodbye to the guy working in the kitchen and walked out to my car. There were 3 cars in the lot, mine, the chef's, and a third one that I couldn't explain. There was a silver, older looking car, like a 2005 Toyota or Audi or something. I wasn't sure. I also couldn't tell if the windows were tinted or if it was just so dark out that I couldn't see into the car. But I wasn't able to tell if someone was in the car or not. It was parked on the dirt closest to the highway. I wondered if it was Nolan's car.
That's the first person that would have came to my mind. Nolan? So I see his car, the chef's car, my car, and another car. Nolan. It's the nigga Nolan. That's the first name that would have came to my mind. I ain't gonna lie to you. So all you gotta do, shawty, is go in the car and, you know, look in your rearview mirrors, all right? Don't go home. I mean, you can go home, you feel me, if the nigga don't follow you. But if you drive off and then that car cranks up and follow you, you know who it is. You know it's Nolan. So don't go home, bro. Because a lot of people, I did a lot of stories like this, man. You know what I mean? People literally be knowing they getting followed, and they go straight home. Why you going straight home knowing you getting followed? That gotta be the most stupidest thing you can do, bro, is go home when you know you getting followed. You know what I mean? So for me, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, bro. I always think I'm getting followed. I'm gonna keep it real. I look at my rearview mirror at least like 10 times when I'm driving. I look at my rearview mirror at least 10 times because you never know, G. You never know. Oh, that's a nice car he got. Who that is enough? You know what I'm saying? Who that is? Yeah, look, gonna follow this nigga, man. We trying to rob this nigga. I don't know what I'm saying. I think like that. Y'all think about survival. You know what I mean? So even if you not even certain you're getting followed, just always have it on your mind you getting followed. Niggas be driving so loose. You know what I'm saying? So dandy. You know what I mean? Niggas be driving so loose and so dandy, pull up in their driveway, bro. You got a car right behind you. Niggas finna rob you, stick you up. You know what I mean? So always look through y'all rearview mirrors. Always, at least 10 times, bro. You feel me? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? See the same car following you. You feel me?
I got in my car and
gave y'all another
started
tip about survival.
The diner to my home is about 20 minutes. I was on the highway.
You're not looking at
a ding came from my dashboard, and the tire pressure screen popped up.
This nigga didn't bust her tires. This nigga done slashed the tires.
I started freaking out. I didn't know how to change a tire. I'd never even called my roadside assistance company. I was still a decent way from home. The tire pressure to my rear passenger side tire was dropping rather rapidly all of a sudden.
What? This nigga slashed your tire!
10, and then I started feeling not just the steering wheel shake, but the entire car shake. I had to pull off the road. I came to a stop and got out of the car real quick to look at the tire, and it was as flat as could be. Suddenly, as if they were just flicked on, a pair of headlights lit up the side of the road as it approached me, then slowing to a stop. I hurried back inside my car and locked the door. I truly didn't know what to do. And then there was a light tap at my window. I looked up and saw Nolan, the man from the restaurant. He waved at me with a smile. He was wearing gloves now. For the sake of the story, I'll use a fake name for myself. Nolan said through the window, "Kathy, is that you? Are you okay?" He laughed, acting like it was such a coincidence. I felt a knot in my stomach suddenly. I instantly knew he did this. I'm not a dumbass.
There you go.
He motioned for me to lower the window.
Man, I ain't from lowering the window.
I lowered it literally maybe 2 inches, just enough to speak through. He asked if I needed help. I told him I had a flat tire. He played dumb, asking me which one. I said the back passenger side. He started walking over to the other side, and at this moment, I dialed 911 on my phone. I let the phone sit on my lap as Nolan walked back to my side. He said through the window with his creepy smile that he knows how to change a flat. He asked me to step out of the car.
Man, nigga ain't finna step out no freaking car, nigga. You know what I mean? Nigga got gloves on, bro. This nigga probably a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, ladies, be safe out here, man. Be safe out here. And she didn't, and the thing is, bro, she couldn't have known this nigga was gonna do this. She probably like, oh yeah, this is a regular old man just coming in trying to get some French toast and some dark coffee. You know what I mean? She ain't think the nigga was gonna slash. She didn't think this nigga was on some crazy-ish. You feel me? It's crazy, man. This man Nolan on some creepy-ish, man. That junk is crazy, bro.
That I'm waiting for my boyfriend to come and help me change it. During all of this, I heard the 911 operator speaking into the phone, but it wasn't loud enough for Nolan to hear it. I tried to make it as clear as possible my situation to the operator without being too obvious for Nolan to catch on. I basically said, I'm not sure how I got a flat, but I'm waiting for my boyfriend to come help me change it. Thanks for offering to help, sir. He stood there for a second with a much less friendly look on his face. Then he walked away from the window. I took this opportunity to speak very quietly into the phone that this man slashed my tire and he's trying to get me out of the car. The operator asked my location, and I quickly opened the map on my phone and told her the name of the road I pulled off onto. The deafening shattering of glass immediately to my left made me scream as shards of glass fell onto my lap. I screamed at the top of my lungs at the man. I'm on the phone with the police. It's the police. As I showed him the phone screen, he looked at my screen and then reached inside the car. I screamed again at the top of my lungs as I was hysterically crying, expecting him to try and grab me or choke me. But instead, he grabbed my phone and launched it in the direction of the highway. He then ran back to his car and sped off down the dark road. I heard the screeching of his tires as he made a sharp right turn and then disappeared. I wanted to go look for my phone, but with no flashlights in the car, I'd be running out there to look in the pitch dark. The only light was from my car. I had no choice but to wait and pray that Nolan, or whatever his real name was, didn't come back. I'm very grateful that I was able to tell the 911 operator my location in time. I heard the unmistakable sound of police sirens in the distance, and I started to cry tears of joy when I realized they were getting closer. I got out of my car and started waving my arms in the air until I saw the flashing lights turn off the highway onto this random road. Pretty soon a second police car showed up, and then a third. During all this time, we found my phone, which was completely destroyed. I described the man to them along with his car and pointed the direction in which he went. One of the police officers left in that direction, as they also put the word out on their radio. They were honestly the nicest cops I'd ever met in my life. They changed my tire for me, and one of them even gave me an escort home, having me follow from behind. The main officer told me that they would investigate the video surveillance from the diner and keep me updated with any news. I got a call a week later from that officer, informing me that the investigation was still ongoing based on the surveillance footage. That was the last I'd heard of it. I don't think they caught him, sadly. I never returned to that diner job again after that night.
No, straight
I was not
up.
risking that man ever finding me again.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Even though the money probably good, you probably need a job, shawty, your safety way more important. It's a million jobs out here. That's why I was like, you really going, I was thinking that in the back of my head. I'm like, you really gonna show up to that diner again? He know where you work. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga know where you work and everything, bro. You feel me? So, at the end of the day, like I said, bro, you work night shift too, G. Night shift, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, bro, the best thing for you to do, he don't know where you live, so that's kudos. You know what I mean? You never gonna run into the nigga again, bro, unless it's a small town. You feel me? It's a small town, then, you know, you probably do run into the nigga again, you know what I mean? But other than that, gang, it's probably like a 10% chance you run into the man Nolan again, bro. But like I said, it's a small world, though. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, I'm glad you quit that job, though, you know? Ain't no job worth your safety, man. Ain't no job worth your safety. You feel me? That's crazy, man. Like I said, y'all girls be safe out here, man. Y'all girls be safe out here. Like I said, when it come to men, bro, you know, ain't no man trying to run up on no grown man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Trying to do anything to him for real. You feel me? But when it come to y'all women, bro, you know, you got some evil and malicious men out here, man. I'm telling y'all, bro, you feel me? Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, y'all just make sure. I feel like every woman should own a gun, bro. You know what I mean? Honestly, every woman should own a gun. If you don't own a gun, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Just straight up with you. If you don't own a gun, not even a woman, a man, whatever. If you don't own a gun, what are you doing? And that goes back to what I was saying, y'all. That goes back to what I was saying. You know, you do not need ops for something to happen to you. This girl right here just worked at a diner. She just at work. You know what I mean? Leaving work, and you got a little crazy man slashed her tire. Trying to go choke her, trying to do whatever who knows to her. You don't have to do something to somebody, bro, for you to get killed. You don't have to have no ops, man. Get a gun, man. You know what I'm saying? Have a knife or something on you. If she would have a knife on her, bro, you know what I'm saying? In the purse, she would have stabbed a nigga. No, you know what I'm saying? Would have outed him, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, you gotta have some type of weapons on you. Some type of weapons, y'all, man. This world is evil, man. I don't think people understand how evil this world is, man. This world is evil, G.
This only happened a year ago, and it still gives me chills thinking about it. It was a crisp October Sunday, one of the last few days the park would be open until it closed until May. It seemed like just another normal day at work. Boy, was I wrong. After checking in and working at my station for about 5 hours, I looked at my watch. 4:55 p.m. was the time. My shift ended in 5 minutes. I felt relieved and exhausted. As I began packing up my things, a man with a scraggly beard and messy hair approached me. He was wearing a gray t-shirt with a few stains on it and black sweatpants covered in holes. I thought to myself, I just need to get through this last one. Can I help you? I asked the man. He stared at me for a few seconds, and then he kept turning his head as if someone were following him. I was starting to get a little creeped out. Sir, can I help you?
It's your gut feeling.
I repeated my question, starting to sound a little annoyed. He looked at me for a couple seconds, and finally responded, saying with a stutter, "Where are your bathrooms?" He said this in a whisper tone of voice. "Up the hill to the right," I responded cheerfully. The man started to walk in that direction. As he did, he kept turning and looking at me. I avoided eye contact, even though I was more freaked out than ever. Next thing I knew, one of my coworkers came to take my spot. I grabbed my things, practically sprinted through the park to the back room to punch out of my shift, and then to the bathroom.
Oh my God, you went to the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? You went to the bathroom? You feel me? See, one thing about me, if I ever had such an encounter like that, I'm always looking for that man. I'll be trying to tell y'all. Let me give y'all tips on how to survive out here. If you ever have an encounter like this, bro, when it comes to a man, bro, you know what I'm saying? Or anybody, bro, I'm never going to stop looking at you. I'm never going to stop looking for you. Cause you made me uneasy, bro. One thing about me, I told you, I trust my gut feeling, bro. I trust it like crazy. If I'm tripping, I'm tripping. I'm just going to be tripping then. But you made me feel uneasy. Nobody else made me feel uneasy but you. So I'm going to keep my eyes on you. I'm following you the whole way, nigga. I'm looking at you just like this. Through the bathroom. And guess what? When I get off my shift, I'm looking for you still. I'm still looking for you. Looking around, trying to see if you watching me, trying to see if you... That's the type... Y'all gotta realize, it's a survival, y'all. This life is like survival. It's like survival. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, I'm looking around trying to find you. Where this nigga at, man? This nigga made me feel uneasy, bro. Where this nigga at? You know, I make sure he ain't follow me. Make sure this nigga ain't looking at me on no creep. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'll go punch in my clock. And as I'm walking, I'm looking around just like this the whole time. Just looking. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about me, I got good eyes, G. So I can spot you from anywhere, cause I'ma just be looking just like this. What that nigga was, man. That nigga made me feel uneasy, bro. Where this nigga at, man? He ain't here?
Changed out of my work clothes and headed to the employee parking lot. I sat on a bench and waited for my coworker Jordan, who was 17, to pick me up.
You got a car?
After waiting for what seemed like hours, Jordan finally picked me up. Before going home, we went to the local diner to eat some cheeseburgers for dinner. While eating in the diner, I noticed something odd. The same man who I helped find the bathrooms at the park was at the diner, sitting a couple tables down, staring right at me. My heart skipped a beat. I told Jordan about it, and he just shrugged it off.
That nigga followed you?
Probably just a coincidence, Ben. Don't worry.
Man, shut up.
Yeah.
All this coincidence, man. Ain't no such thing, man. Ain't no such thing as no coincidence, man. You know what I mean? And then you at the diner and the nigga looking straight at you. There ain't no coincidence, man. See, you was getting followed and you didn't know you was getting followed. You see what I'm saying? The girl was getting, the boy, Ben, your name Ben, the boy was getting followed. He didn't know he was getting followed.
And he just shrugged it off. Probably just a coincidence, Ben. Don't
What?
worry.
Man, what?
Yeah, I said.
Coincidence?
No, I was pretty concerned.
Coincidence he came to the same diner as
After
me?
dinner, we got back in the car and started the 35-minute drive back home. At the first red light we came to, I saw something that made my heart skip another beat. There, sitting in his white Honda to the right of us, the man from the park and diner.
There you go.
Sure enough, he was staring back at me. I told Jordan, and he started to worry a little. After arriving to our street,
You gonna go
made sure
home?
to take a couple laps around the block to make sure that man wasn't following us.
I was finna say.
Once it was clear, Jordan dropped me off at home.
Nah, I don't know, cuz. Nah, we gotta go spin some more blocks. I ain't gonna lie, cuz. Nah, after that encounter, see what I'm saying? See right there? That's what you messing up right there, man. Hey, look, Jordan, man, we gonna have to chill out. You know, go to another destination, bro. Sit there for like 30 minutes and then go home or something, you know what I'm saying? Heck no, we can't drive to the neighborhood. We can't do that.
My mom and sister were out at the mall, and my dad was on a business trip, so I was home alone. After immediately jumping into bed, I heard a noise at my window. I slowly got up and looked outside, and saw something that will forever send chills down my spine. Right there on my front lawn was a man, looking right at my window, smiling. I immediately grabbed my phone and called 911, but once the police arrived, the man was gone. I immediately quit my job at the amusement park right after the park closed for winter. I haven't seen the man since this incident. This was an experience that I'll never forget.
That nigga still know where you live, though. That's the bad thing about it. The nigga still know where you live. He know where you live. He know where you live.
I was working a late night shift at the diner I worked at for a year. It was a rainy night.
So I've been trying to tell y'all, weirdos, man, weirdos.
Nights like these usually meant less customers because people aren't exactly rushing to drive in the rain.
It's raining.
I was expecting a slow night. It was for the most part. I was working until midnight.
You said people ain't expecting to driving in the rain. Bro, please, man, stop. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Georgia, man. These folks, man, I'm talking about these folks be in heavy rain. I remember, man, we was in Marietta, man. It was on my birthday, bro. In Marietta, Georgia, bro. It was flooding rain. I'm talking about y'all flooding raining. My mama just, took me out for my birthday, bro. Went to this little 5 Mexican restaurant. I ain't gonna lie to you. That Mexican restaurant was fire, boy. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I'm talking about, bro, it started pouring down, raining, bro. When we left, we was leaving, bro. Man, you still had people driving. I'm talking about coming to the restaurants, bro, just acting like it was sunny outside. I'm talking about you still got people coming in. You know what I'm saying? You got people, bro, going to other places. I'm like, bro, man, people don't care if it's raining, cuz these folks gonna eat. One thing about humans, boy, they gonna eat regardless of the weather, boy. Straight
At
up.
some point closer to the end of my shift,
Okay, if it's a
man
hurricane.
Significantly younger looking than him. He looked about 40. She looked like she were in her 20s. They both looked at me the second they walked in, and so I went over to greet them and ask how many. They said just 2, so I brought them to a table. They took a while to order, and I noticed they were talking really quietly to each other. After they did order, the man started striking up a conversation with me. I'm a generally talkative person, which was why I've always thrived in the hospitality industry. So I started chatting their ears off since it was a slow night anyway. Typical waitress-customer back and forth. The girl oddly didn't say much. The man did most of the talking, so I started directing my questions more to him. I can't remember every last thing we said to each other, obviously, but one thing that stuck in my head was when the man asked me, "Do you live alone?" I did live alone, and still do live alone. I answered his question honestly, saying
A nigga asking you, do you live alone? That gotta be the biggest red flags of red flags I've ever heard in my life. Why is it this nigga business, a nigga you don't know, a customer, why is it his business that you live alone? Do you live alone? Nigga ask me that, I'm dang near gonna slap the taste out your mouth. Nigga ask me, nigga, do you live alone? Nigga, what about your mouth? Talking about, do I live alone? Boy, you stupid. Nigga, I don't know you. Offend me, you ask me that question. How dare you ask me that question, weirdo? Talking about, do I live alone? Nigga, who is you? To even ask me that, boy? I test that mouth.
I live about 10 minutes
Watch your
north
mouth,
up the
boy.
road.
And you telling them everything. Yes, I do live alone. I live 10 minutes up north, up down the road. You little talkative self. Girl, man, girl or boy, man, get your stuff back making some dark coffee, man. Get them folks order ready, man. You telling folks everything, but you too talkative, is you?
I answered his question honestly, saying I live about 10 minutes north up the road, and that it's really quiet and boring around here. At the time, I didn't see his question as any kind of red flag.
What?
Albeit maybe a bit strange of a question.
You stupid.
But something about a man being with another female makes you automatically assume they're not a threat.
Man,
I made jokes about being stuck here forever and such, and then walked away from the table. I'd say about 45 minutes later, they finished and left. Fast forward probably an hour later, and we were closing up the place. I said goodbye to my coworkers and rushed to my car to avoid getting more soaked than I needed to from the rain. It was still pouring outside. I drove home slow because of the conditions. The second I got home, I ran straight to the front door and let myself in.
You probably didn't even watch it.
Neither of the other tenants' cars were parked outside. My living situation was the middle floor of a home with 3 apartments in it. There's a side entrance with a stairway that has an entrance to all 3 floors.
Shawty probably wasn't even watching. She probably wasn't even a tenant. Like they probably following her the whole time, chat. You know what I'm saying? Probably posted up somewhere, just looking at her the whole time. She don't even know it. Right when she crank up that car driving, and it's raining too, so you know. Right when she crank up that car and start driving towards her destination, they right behind her. She don't even know it though. She's just in a little land, little follow la la land.
Being on the first floor meant that I could enter through the front door. After setting my keys and stuff down on the kitchen counter, there was a manic pounding at the front door.
Is she gonna open the door? You wanna be talkative?
It was nearly 1 a.m. I had no idea who it could be besides maybe one of the other tenants in the house. There's 2 doors, the glass storm door and the inner door. I always keep both locked for safety. I opened the inner door and saw a girl on the other side of the storm door. She was drenched. She was wearing a gray sweater with the hood up, partially obscuring her face.
What got to do with me?
She begged me through the door to let her in so she could use a phone. Before doing that, I first had to feel her out, of course. I asked her if she's lost. She replied that a creepy man was following her around and she needed help. Something about this girl, though, was strikingly familiar. I asked her who the man was and where he was. She turned around and then said, "I don't know." She kept begging me to open the door. She even tried opening it herself. I then realized why she looked familiar. She looked like the girl from the diner that was with that man. So I asked her straight up, "Weren't you at my diner before?" She didn't acknowledge my question. Maybe she didn't hear me, but she turned around once again and started freaking out, pounding on the door, saying, "There he is." I looked beyond her to the street, and I saw a large man slowly walking towards the house.
And I'll be like this, oh, yo, you're the girl from the diner. That's the man you're trying to rob me, yo. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, cause I ain't no hero. One thing about me, I ain't no hero. I'm sorry, gang. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You don't come up to my door. Don't come. You're gonna die. If you come up to my door, you're gonna die. You know what I mean? I'm not finna open the door. I'm sorry. You're gonna die. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do not trust people. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust you. I don't not trust people at all. I'm sorry. I can't, y'all. Even though I probably inside I want to help you, bro. I just do not trust you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Better safe than sorry. I'm sorry. It's your time to meet the Lord. It's your time to meet the Lord. You feel me? But I don't care if you're in danger for real. Do not come knocking on my door. I just don't trust you, bro. I feel like, bro, I told you. I'm messed up in the head. I ain't saying I'm messed up in the head, but, bro, when it comes to trusting people, gang, I'm messed up, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, G. I'm messed up. You feel me? So, like, nigga, whole time, nigga, I think you trying to set me up or something. You a crazy person trying to come up in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Things like this. This is the reason I don't trust you. Things like this, bro. The reason I don't trust you right up.
Closer. The girl kept looking at me with a look that would imply she's more confused than anything as to why I'm not opening the door. The man got close enough for me to realize I was right. It was that man from the diner, and this was the girl sitting with him at the diner. I think she saw it in my eyes the moment I realized, and she turned to the man and screamed, "Go!" The man started charging at the door, and I slammed the inner door shut and locked it. I didn't hear any kinds of knocks or bangs. I wasn't about to open the door again to check if they were still there, though. I went to the stairway to go upstairs and knock on the upstairs tenant's door. The stairway is separated from the 3 apartments by a door on each level. After knocking a bunch of times, nobody answered. I tried the same thing at the downstairs door. No answer either.
What? Man, why nobody answering the door, man?
I looked out the windows and realized none of their cars were here tonight. I was alone in the house. I went back up to my apartment and then locked the stairway door. My mind was racing, conjuring up possible explanations. The most obvious explanation was that it was a trap to get me to open the door so that they could rob me, or worse. It suddenly made sense why that man asked me if I lived alone. I had to just sit on the couch for a few minutes and think. All I could hear was the sound of the pouring rain outside. I thought about calling the police, but chose not to in that moment.
Can't. What's the point of calling the police? They're gone. What's the point? What's the point of calling the police? They're gone. You know what I mean? There's no point. You should be thinking they finna stay around. Yeah, I might as well just stick around here until the police come, you know? Just give myself up for arrest. Because what I did was a very bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, you calling the police for, nigga. You know what I mean? They know that's probably what you're gonna do in the first place. Nigga, they finna leave. They finna get close.
After a few minutes, I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth and get ready for bed when I heard a knocking sound. I left the bathroom to listen, and I was right. It was a knocking sound. It was coming from the stairway door. I walked over to it, thinking it was one of the tenants. I said, "Who is it?" There was no verbal response, but whoever it was knocked again. I said both of the other tenants' names. No response. The only thing I could say is, "If you don't identify yourself, I'm calling the police." I practically screamed it. They heard me for sure. They knocked once again. So I yelled, "What do you want?" And a voice from the other side said, "Your blood on me." I ran to my room and locked myself inside and called the police. I hid in my closet while I was on the phone, and I stayed in there. The sounds of the rain, wind, and thunder outside constantly startled me. I worried about any little sound coming from inside the house. It was the longest 10 minutes of my life before I was told to let the police inside the house at the front door. They wrote a report of everything. They checked the front and backyard. Then they suggested I find another place to sleep for a few nights.
Get out of there.
I took that advice and packed a bag real quick while they were there, and then left to drive to my parents' house for the night.
Just
I returned the next day to the house.
What?
There was a knock at the stairway door, and this time it was actually my neighbor from upstairs. I opened the door, and he pointed at the door and asked, "What's this about?" I was horrified to see a message on the door saying, "Thanks for the service, Beth." It was written in marker. I couldn't stay there for a while. I had to stay with my parents for a few weeks until this blew over. I got a new apartment pretty close by the following month. Better safe than sorry.
Straight up though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that new apartment, man. Go and get up out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you get for being too talkative. You know what I mean? Telling folks where you live and all this, man. That's what you get right there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, man, y'all be aware. You know what I mean? Be aware of your surroundings. You know, it's cool to be friendly with people, but don't be too friendly. Like when somebody asks you where you live or do you live alone, take that as a red flag for sure. You know what I mean? But like I said, y'all, we'll be going live on Twitch in about 30 minutes, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So y'all make sure y'all go click the link in the description down below. Man, boy Jay out, man.